Hello, today I'm going to create a program that solves the poker module from the game Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. We see a giant card on the left and a bunch of various other buttons around the module. First we must find out what our hand is. For anyone who has never played poker, each player gets 5 cards, that is our hand. The giant card, in this case, the King of Hearts, is the first card in our hand. If we look at the manual we see trees for the 4 possible starter cards we can have. We must use the correct tree and work our way through it to get the rest of our hand. The first question is, do the digits of the serial total an odd number? The numbers in our serial are 5 and 1, which add up to 6, which is not an odd number, so our second card is the 3 of diamonds. Is there a parallel port? No, so the third card is the 4 of hearts. Is there an unlit bob or FRQ indicator? We do have a FRQ indicator, so the fourth card is the 10 of clubs. Are there more AA batteries than D batteries? We have no batteries, so the fifth card is the Queen of Spades. Now that we know what our hand is, we need to figure out what rank we have. Ranks are used to figure out which player has the best hand. I'll explain from best to worst. The royal flush is when a player has a 10, Jack, Queen, King, and Ace all in the same suit/type. A straight flush is a hand that has 5 consecutive values of the same suit. If we had a hand of 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of all the same suit, that would be considered a straight flush. An ace can either be used as a low number, ace, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or as a high number, 10 Jack, Queen, King, and Ace. But it can't be used as both, Queen, King, Ace, 2, 3 won't work. 4 of a kind is when a hand has 4 of the same number. Full house is where you have 2 cards of the same number and 3 other cards with 3 of the same number. 3 queens and 2 kings is a full house. A flush is where the cards are all the same suit, card number doesn't matter. A straight is the same as a straight flush except the cards don't have to be the same suit. A 3 of a kind is having 3 of the same card numbers. A 2 pair is having 2 sets of 2 cards of the same number. A pair is similar to a 2 pair except there's only 1 set of 2 cards having the same number. If none of the ranks above apply to a hand, then it gets the lowest rank, no hand. Since we have a King of Hearts, 3 of diamonds, 4 of hearts, 10 of clubs, and Queen of Spades, we don't have a hand. The manual says we must press fold. Now we see the words "sure about that." That is our opponent's response. We need to figure out if they're either telling the truth or bluffing. Looking at the chart on the manual, we need to press bluff. Now we have a $500 chip on top of the card and 4 suits to the right, a heart, and 3 spades. We have to look at the conditions on the manual from top to bottom, find the first one that is true, and click on the suit that it tells us. If there is more than 1 club, press the third card. We don't have any clubs. If the serial number contains a vowel and there is at least 1 spade, press the second card. That one is true. Moving on to the next module, we have the King of Hearts again. Since the hand we are given is decided by edge work, we have the same hand again, so there's no need to check. We press fold. The response is "are you sure?" We press truth. We have a $100 chip, a club, 2 diamonds, and a spade. We press the third card. Same card, same hand, press fold. Response is "terrible play." We press truth. We get a $100 chip, club, spade, and 2 other clubs. Press the second card. Now we have a new card, so we must figure out what our new hand is. We find ourselves with the Ace of Spades, Jack of Diamonds, Jack of Clubs, Ace of Hearts, and Ace of Clubs, which is a full house. We press max raise. Response is terrible play. We press truth. We get a $25 chip, 2 diamonds, a heart, and a club. We press the second card. Our hand is now the 2 of clubs, 3 of hearts, 4 of hearts, 6 of hearts, and king of hearts. This is a no hand, so we press fold. Response is, are you sure? We press truth. The chip is $50. The cards are diamond, spade, heart, and spade. We press the third card.
So long, Bowser.
The GUI was a little hard to make for this module since it requires the expert and diffuser to go back and forth. I started with getting the first card. Since they're all different, I didn't feel a need to ask for the suit. So I used a combo box that contains all of the numbers that each starter card can be. Once the starter card is selected and the submit button is clicked, the program will try to figure out what the entire hand is. I first had to make a card class so I would know what the number and suit of each card is. I decided to use enums since it was a fixed amount of data for both descriptors. Once that was done, I had to make the flowcharts as seen in the manuals. I decided to use binary trees, which is a data structure built with nodes. The nodes hold data, this case being a card, and 2 other nodes, which are called children. Binary trees allow us to navigate through the flowchart by having conditions. If we are at a node, and the given condition is true, we have our next card be the left child, if not, then the next card is the right. Then we do the same thing over and over again until we have our 5 cards. I'm getting ahead of myself. Just because we have the node class set up, doesn't mean the tree itself is. Right now, when we create nodes, they will have the data we want, but they won't be linked to each other. That is what the tree is for. We have to call the root node, which is the start of the tree, and then create the left and right children. Then do the same thing with their children, and the children after that, and the children after that, and the children after that, causing us to have 16 different possibilities for each tree. You can see why this took a while to make. After all that is done, we get our hand through the method I explained earlier. Then we find out what our rank is. There were some tricks I had to come with in order for this to work, but I don't think it's worth noting. Once we get the rank, we tell the user which button to press, and move on to part 2 of the module. This GUI is very similar to the first one, but instead of having card numbers, we have the 6 different phrases the opponent can say. When the user presses submit, we cross-reference what the starter card was and tell the user to either press truth or bluff. On to stage 3, the GUI will prompt the user to tell what kind of chip the opponent gives, along with the 4 suits to the right. This one also doesn't need a lot of explaining. All I did was find the right set of conditions depending on the bet and go down the list until one condition is met, then tell the user which card to press. Let's see how it all works together.
Okie dokie.
Thank you for watching the video.